The whole mental thing is so important to you and Nana, and now Harry being on this stage. It's just me.
I think for him, certainly the impact has been felt. Ever since he's gone public, I think that just so many people have been affected by his courage and what he's done. But to see him get recognized like this at the White House and something of this magnitude, and the type of people that he's going to be around tonight is just tremendous. And I'm just so proud of what he's done. In the recruiting process, there's so many different things that we talk about what Ohio State can provide and what we can do in this recruiting process. And he's just an example of not only what he's done here, but also what Ohio State can do in terms of a platform. And for the White House to pick this up says a lot about what Harry's done.
And how did this come about?
All I know is the White House reached out to Harry. I think it was maybe 24 hours ago or so, and his mom kind of shared with me that this was going to happen, and then it got announced, I think, this morning. So really exciting.
Being on this stage and knowing how important this is to you and Nana, changing the stigma. I mean, you don't get any bigger than this, do you?
No. And really impressed with the investment that the governor just made. In terms of a lot of assets being put towards mental health here, especially at Ohio State, and so tremendous amount of respect for the impact he's had here in Ohio, but just on a national stage. We all understand how important mental health is, and Harry sharing his story has made a huge impact. You can see that now. He's going to be at the event tonight at the White House. So again, unbelievable. I certainly think everybody understands how important this is, but I think Columbus is at the forefront. I think with what Nationwide's done with Ohio State, what they're doing with their research and the Resilience Fund, I think it's just amazing, and Harry's a big part of that.
Can you talk about his willingness or the courage to be out front so many times?
Well, that's it. And Harry's still in a fight. Harry's in a fight every day. And I think it's easy just to say, wow, it's great that Harry did that, but every day he's in a fight, and I think he would share that with you. And so I just can't say enough about who he is and the courage he's shown on a daily basis to share his story, so that others can see that they may not be the only ones that are going through something like this.
And you continue, and the school continues to monitor his progress, right? I mean, as you say, it's every day.
We saw him in the locker room this morning. He was packing up his stuff, headed to D.C., and I said, make sure they save a seat next to you, next to Bono. I said, because he was on the list as well. He said, yeah, I'm going to make sure I do that.
So. You opted not to join the parade?
This is something for Harry, and just, again, really happy for him.
What has he brought to the team by staying and working with the players and doing the different things that he's done since not playing?
Yeah, I think he's been a sounding board for some guys to go through tough times, but I also think it's great for our guys to see that he's still part of our program. And for somebody who has a couple ACLs and decide maybe not to go the Cam Babb route, which is to stick with it after 4, to medically retire for whatever reasons. For instance, like Marcus Crowley, he went through a very difficult injury, still does all his rehab, still part of the team, the senior tackle, and just because it's a mental, retirement doesn't change how we do things. And I think our team appreciates that and understands that, when you come into this program, we're going to do everything we can to take care of you, to make sure you have what you need, from graduation and then even beyond that.
There's so many people that have some kind of mental struggle. What does it show them that a guy who was a football player, alpha male, Ohio State football, he is struggling with this but working through it?
Well, when Nina and I first, and really Nina was the one that kind of suggested that this could be something that we focused on. There's so many great charities and philanthropy that's done here in Columbus. I just think that, in our time here as a family, we've just really appreciated all the people in the community, because even though there's 2 million people or somewhat 2 million people here in the Columbus area, there's a community feel, and there's so much charity work that's done here. And so, you can get spread real thin, and we wanted to focus on the mental health for a lot of reasons. Certainly, our story and everything that comes with our family, but also, like you said, these are big, strong football players who get put on a pedestal, but they're just like everybody else. And if they can kind of say and be vulnerable enough to say that I need help and recognize that, then anybody else could.
Has that helped the climate on your football team?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know, but I know that it's something that certain guys will talk about. They understand that, you know, there's a lot that comes with being an Ohio State football player, and, you know, we have the resources and, you know, build that resilience that it takes to be operating at a high level.
Do other schools call you about these kinds of things? You ever get coaches?
You get text messages here and there. Yeah, for sure.
For a lot of people, this has just been like a secret to keep it in.
Right.
For him being able to go on the national stage and get it out, it's like your wife says, it's okay not to be okay.
Yeah. I think his slogan is "Don't make it weird." And my son was actually wearing his sweatshirt the other night, and but I think that's a great way to put it. Don't make it weird. You know, it's okay to talk about it. You know, if someone were to have cancer, you know, you talk about it, you hug people up. If someone struggles with mental illness, it's sometimes not talked about. I think we're getting past that, though. I think, and a lot of people are making a lot of progress. I can't tell you how many people will come up to me in certain settings and just, you know, give me a hug out of nowhere. I don't know who you are, but thank you for all the work that you've done in this area, because it's certainly something that's important.
How have you seen guys, as they come into the program, accept him? Because a lot of guys on the team saw him go through some of this.
Yeah.
But new guys to the team, how do you kind of introduce them? How do they embrace him?
It just happens organically. You know, I think, you know, guys, just like anybody else, they get to know people and they get to find out about their story. And it's certainly different when, you know, they didn't come in the same class together and experience things together. But I certainly think the guys who come in understand, you know, what he's done and the impact he's had.
And does he have a goal, you know, what he wants to do beyond Ohio State, whether it's continuing this or whatever's next in his life? Does he have a plan that's not football? Because I imagine that was a big part of what he was thinking.
You'd have to ask him, but one of the things that he's always shared with me is that one of the things that brings him peace is helping people. So wherever that brings him, he's got a you know, unbelievable future ahead of him. He's extremely intelligent, and is just killing it in school here. So he's going to have an opportunity to do really whatever he wants to do. But I know that at the core of his purpose every day is going to be helping people. And I think that's really where this has come from.
Ryan, beyond his appearance on national TV tonight, is he doing anything else there? Are they, you know, is there some exchange of information, or are people there talking to him about what he's been through?
Yeah, I'm not sure. Yeah, I'm not sure exactly what it all entails.
Gotcha.
I don't know if there's a dinner or something like that, but certainly excited to see it on TV tonight.
Now, every one of your players is different and unique. How different and unique is Harry? When you talk about his intelligence, I don't know that I've ever covered a smarter.
Right.
Than somebody who knows raw intelligence. What's that? I mean, how unique is it?
Yeah. Well, I mean, you say everybody's, you know, unique. And people are one of a kind, but certainly Harry is one of a kind. It started off in his recruiting process when he retook the ACT or the SAT to get a perfect score. You know, he would quote Shakespeare and you know, just unbelievable perspective on things. Great public speaker, very well thought out, but always had a purpose of trying to make an impact on others. Certainly his work in Nicaragua with his missions, and really it was down to us in Stanford. And he wanted to chase his dreams on the football field as well as the classroom, and he felt like he could do it here. And you know, I was the one who recruited him. I had the area, and so spent a lot of time with he and his mom and his family and everybody down there in Buford. And you know, again, in the recruiting process, you talk about, you know, different things that are going to happen in the football world, but whether it's on the football field or off the football field, you know, you put your name on someone, you're going to do everything you can to help them. And you know, I think that's what's happened here.
You're a football coach. You're paid to win games.
Yeah.
But he has credited you with saving his life. When you think about that in the context of being a coach, I would imagine that's bigger than anything. Right?
It is. Yeah. When it's all said and done, people talk about the dash, you know, in between those dates, and the impact you have on young people. And you know, the expectations are what they are here. Every place has their own expectations. You know, our expectation is to win every game, and totally have understood that and took that on from the day that the press conference happened over there across the street. But you know, winning just allows us an opportunity to continue to have an impact on young people, and that's what coaching's all about, and that's not going to change.
And this is about Harry tonight, but it is a reflection of what you've done here. How
don't know if validation is the right word, but you know, how special is it that the work that you started has culminated in this?
I think when you talk about being a family and talking about bringing people into a culture where you care about them, you have to back it up. It's one thing to say that in the recruiting process, another thing to really do it. And when you look at what Harry's done, when you look at the story of Cam Babb, when you see what's going on right now with Avery Henry, you know, these are guys who, you know, maybe it didn't work out exactly the way we thought it would in recruiting, but they're part of our family, and we're going to do everything we can to make sure they have everything they need.
How's Avery doing?
Went to see him last night, you know, he's in the next round of his treatment, and it's a fight. But like I said to him last night and his mom, you've been built for this, and there's a reason you're here. You know, the fact that, you know, the James is just right down the street, the fact that he's at Ohio State, the fact that our culture is built on a word fight, and he's in a fight, but he's strong, and he's got a lot of support here.
Coach, have you talked at all to Coach Holtman about, you know, the rough stretch here and shared any words of encouragement for him or had any conversation?
Yeah, you know, we talk all the time, and he's one of the best coaches in the country, and you know, he's going to do a great job moving forward.